Welcome to Season 3 of Misbehaving in Maine. I'm Dan Williams. This story is called Bake Me a Cake in My Own Image. And now, here goes everything. I once had an unforgettable birthday. It wasn't memorable because of the new number I'd achieved, but because of my special request. Mother asked, "What kind of cake do you want?" I want all the cake, always. Cake makes me wish every hole in my body was a mouth, and that Batman would suspend me naked over a huge vat of cake, then let go. This way he could enjoy the sound of me screaming my gratitude all the way down. I just want to give something back, to thank him for everything. You'd think Mom's question would have troubled me. If we really are alone in outer space, then our world is home to every cake in the universe. The question should have scared me into option lock. Thankfully, this was my 20s, and my 20s came to the rescue. In the 20s, one's identity explores its Ptolemaic phase. Mine, of course, was a Dan-centric cosmology. In other words, at that time, the universe had a known center, and that center was Dan. For this reason, when Mother asked her cake question, I had an answer right away. In a still, small voice, I said, "Thou shalt make this cake in my image, yea, and after my likeness." So Mother created a cake in Dan's own image. In the image of Dan she created it. Dan-like was the cake, and she blessed it, and said unto it, "Cake, thou art Dan." And Mother saw that it was good. Though I wanted my cake to be like me, 5'10" in the spirit of 6'2", I had to settle for a self that would fit in the oven. Mom built the cake, baked the cake, and frosted it. The frosting captured well the tone of my Dracula skin. I believe in skin cancer more than I believe in the sun's vitamin D. Though the frosting was right, the body resembled that of a gingerbread man instead of what I wanted. I wanted the body of a wrestler with chronic diarrhea. By that, I mean shredded, baby. But I understood. When you go from flesh to cake, something always gets lost. With the cake finished, it was time to party. The usual. I received presents, pizza, soda pop, and age. Then finally, cake. Mom placed it on the table. Though the Dan cake was nude, it was anatomically shy. It didn't have nipples, an anus, or genitals, but to Mom's credit, you could easily see where these things would go. What the cake did have was a secret known only to me and Mom. 2 secrets. Mom smiled at me. I smiled back, then reached out my hand. Mom handed me a butcher knife. I stood. I looked upon my image, and it was very good. The only way I could have loved it more was if there had been peach rings for nipples, a licorice wheel for the anus, donut holes for balls, and a fondant-wrapped pack of cowtails for the shaft, or Cupid flute, if you will. Oh well. "Go," said Mom. I went. I stabbed the cake's chest. The family gasped. I cut all around the heart. "Spoon," I said. Mom handed me a big spoon. I scooped and lifted from the chest a mass of congealed blood. Blood in the form of my beloved Swedish fish. Mom had mashed them into a ball and baked them into the cake. "Ooh and ah," said the family. I set the heart on a plate. "We're not done," I said. With the same blade, the same finesse, I cut into the head, my head, and once again drew out a lovely mass of red. With my heart and mind laid bare before my dearest ones, I sat. The people reached and plucked from the heart and head. They fed. They smiled and laughed at the spectacle of the little naked dead man on the table. My beloved, sacrificed for them. I dreamed, if only it were this easy to communicate the wonders of one's self. If only there were an infinity of fishes in my chest and head. When I met a stranger who seemed incapable of acknowledging my great worth, I would give of the heart, the mind. Their eyes would light up, and they would cry out, "This fish is good. You are good." Right, I would say. Just curious, by the taste, where would you say I am located in the universe? Can I have another fish? Of course. I would open myself again. They would eat, their eyes drifting shut in ecstasy. The center, they would breathe. You are the center, the beginning and the end. More fish, please. More you. Don't worry, friends. This isn't blasphemy. It's just the 20s. This has been Misbehaving in Maine. See you next time. And if you'd like to send some support, check out my book, Misbehaving in Maine, 30 Half-Learned Lessons. You can find it on my website, danwilliamswrites.com. That's danwilliamswrites.com. Thank you, friends. And as always, remember, you may be wicked, you may be weird, but you're not alone.